All right, everybody. Welcome back. I know it's been a while. It's been a long, long while. But I'm back. I've been a little busy. I've been trying to figure out drop shipping. Has been going very well. But that's not really what was going on. I have had a bunch of ideas, and I haven't had the time to go through with them. I have school. I started a new job. The job also came with homework, so that was taking up a little bit of time. But I'm at a place now where things are steady, and it ain't like I haven't been drawing. This is my warm up for the day. So you see this little freak right here, this little mongoloid. That is not a good representation of how good I am at drawing. This is a little better. Not too good at drawing legs today, though. That's not working out for me. But I figured that today I'd work on this. Now, this is a recent Instagram post of mine. Like I said, I haven't not been drawing. I just haven't been doing YouTube video type stuff. And I've had thoughts, I was going to do Inktober. Well, that didn't happen. I was going to do, I was going to paint my phone case. That didn't happen either. I ain't painting my phone case. But I have been working on stuff. Now, what you're seeing right here is a nice little character sheet for something that I am going to be working on this channel from here on out. And I figure I'm just going to do it. I'm going to document it video by video. What I am doing is creating a fan comic, not manga. I know. Be confused as a manga because I am going to kind of try to draw in that style just a little bit. And it is Pokemon, but it's a comic. It's a fan manga for Pokemon. And for starters, we're just going to go through and we're going to draw all the characters. And I figured today, and you guys will actually get to see me practice. So that's really cool. But today we're going to work on this guy. I haven't thought of a name yet, but I will. It'll come to me. It hasn't came to me yet, but it will. So I'm going to talk about processes I'm going to take in drawing them. We're going to see how much this change, like Mukro and Lucario, all the Pokemon, their designs are gonna stay the same, But this is where I can do some like fun work, So we'll see how much different this guy is from this original drawing. So since I'm trying to draw it in a different style, we'll see how it goes. And really, I'm gonna try to merge styles. So I'm gonna try to draw like that manga looking head, but I'm gonna try to keep as much of how I draw intact as possible. Like this. I'm gonna try to keep as much of this as I can. Spider-Man, look, if you're wanting to like warm up and you're like drawing form, Spider-Man is probably the best to draw. Him or Nightwing. But Spider-Man is just like, he's got the figure, his face looks like this. And he's always striking like crazy poses. This is a light pose, it's nothing crazy. Then I drew this Wolverine. It's just terrible Wolverine. I mean, it's going somewhere. I've got the muscle tone and stuff. That's kind of what I was trying to work on, was more muscle tone. But the face looks crazy. And the muscles look a little weird too. I'm having trouble with legs today, so we'll see how I do. Nothing that you guys see in the videos will be final. And I know that kind of sucks. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Since I'm yapping, I'm just going to talk while I'm yapping, or draw while I'm yapping. Nothing that you really see in these videos is going to be final. That's just because I only gonna work on this while you guys are watching. So you'll see more stuff on my Instagram, which you can check out. Should I? I'll see if I can remember to link it to this video since I'm actually talking about it today. I will post more updates on my Instagram. So what should I start with first? Let's start with a headshot, right? So I'm just gonna draw his face first. And I've changed my style. I'm going back to the small circle into the, you know. Should I try to structure this a little better? Like, this section looks like this and that, or that, or should I just draw wherever I feel like? I think I'm gonna draw wherever I feel like drawing. So, yeah, I think I want to give the guy a beard, you know, or like a light beard. I know most protagonists in Pokemon are little kids. This guy, he is in his late 20s. We're gonna say 27. He's 27 years old. So he's a 27-year-old young man, and I'm trying to think of a name for him. I'll give you guys a whole rundown of what I'm thinking too for this, and it will be interesting to come back and watch and see how much has changed. I'm thinking I'm gonna try to create like a region. It's in Appalachia, you know, like an Appalachian Pokemon region. Why? Because that's what I know. I know Appalachian, so I'm gonna try to write what I know. This isn't just a art thing; it's a writing thing. So here I am. I'm drawing his face normal. Maybe I can work through it, or should I just like kind of outline head a little bit? And a good thing is I have that old that old picture for reference too. So if I'm ever like kind of stuck on where I think I want to take the design, I can just look at that old picture and it'll help me out a ton. Here's the thing with like the manga style stuff. I like to draw oh, there's a picture of Batman. I was just kind of sketch. I like to draw like eyebrows, you know? And I mean, here's a good example. So you can see Batman's eyebrow kind of comes down, and you have the cheekbone right there. There's another thing I worked on. But you see what I mean? The eyebrow and the cheekbone. That's what I usually like to draw, and I don't know if it like works with this. I can tell that I definitely drew it on this one, so I should probably try to capture that if I can. Let's see. Because right now his face is just flat. But I'm going to go ahead and outline. I'm going to do the wiring here real quick. The best part about this is the nose looks like this. That's probably the best part about drawing in this style, the nose. Although it's not as easy as you think. So I'm working that out. I think I'm going to leave that, but I don't know. I think I'll change it. I'm going to try to like improve, give it a little bit more character. See how much character I can add to a nose that's more in this style. I like that. I like that. So I'm going to kind of square it just a little bit. Okay. And let's lay some eyebrows down. Okay. So you guys aren't going to see everything, but I'm thinking I'm going to go all the way up until like the first comic, and I'm going to show you the whole process of me making the first comic. And that'll be a video on its own. But then I don't know, I might stream the rest. We'll see if I'm even able to stream, because I think you have to have 50 subscribers to do that. I'm not sure. Let's see. I'm liking that you can make like jagged lines. I think I really like working in this style. But the only problem is, I feel like I'm not drawing it symmetrical. If that makes sense. Or it's not symmetrical, but it's not like the anatomy's kind of off. But here's my roadblock. It's the eyes. So he's got his eyes right here. That's not it. I keep flipping back and thinking like, oh, it's gonna be the Pokemon. It's not the Pokemon. It's like the eyes are kind of like that. And I can even look at this Batman drawing for reference. I mean, you can't really see it because the pencil is so small. But, I do like the way that the chin pops out on this one. I've been trying to figure out this style in preparation for this, and I was trying to do it with a Batman. I think, yeah, that I kind of get that. I don't think he has that though. I think he's just got like basic. Jesus Christ, that Wolverine gives me nightmares. His is just like basic. But let's see here. I want to go ahead and. I mean, I do kind of like that. That looks good. It doesn't look bad. So I can go ahead and skip the eyeballs for now. And the mouth is going to be real basic looking. I like this. He doesn't look like a happy guy. That's because he's not a happy guy. You know, he's going to start off the story kind of like a mad guy. But I don't want him to look too mad, you know? He can't look too angry, or else he's not very redeemable. Then he's just straight villain. So, you know, it's an issue. So now let's see if I can figure out how to draw eyes in this style. I don't know, what are you thinking? Does that look good? I think it kind of looks good. I need to get some reference. I might even like grab my Pokemon Sun and look at a reference. Photo. I mean, it doesn't look bad. I don't think it looks bad by any stretch of the word. I'm going to try to stay as faithful to that original look as possible. So let's see, what did he have going for him here? In this picture, he's squinting because he's angry. I don't know if I was able to convey that kind of look to you guys. Him and the Lucario are not getting along. You know, I'm trying to tell that story, and it's like Muckrose, like, jeez, and Decidueye's like looking at you like, oh, you guys seeing this? That's kind of what I'm going for with that. And then the rest of them are just, you know, they're just doing whatever. So I did give him that flat cap on the first drawing. Should I keep that kind of look? No. I'm gonna go ahead and draw the ear, just because it's a part of it. Different ear design. I really went with that before. All right. You know, I want to add maybe something like that. Actually, I think that doesn't look too bad. Let's do something like this. Ooh. Yeah, I'm liking the look of that. Okay. Um, let's see. He had like a mustache, or like a really impressive mustache. Kind of. That's one thing. I usually add like a line right here for the lip. Ooh, I could add the line. What if what if I just stuck with that? Because like Pokemon, they don't add lines for the mouths. I guess some people can have. Yeah, I mean he's like the main character. I'm gonna try to keep his face simple, but I think I do like the lip. I'm gonna keep the lip. So that's one change that I made so far, as well as this and this little chin thing. That's one change that I made so far. Let's go with that 5 o'clock shadow. I don't know. I try not to. I struggle just a little bit with beards. I feel like it's the hardest hair to draw is the beard. I don't know. All it takes is just a little bit of practice and you can nail it down. That doesn't look bad for what I usually do, or compared to what I usually do. I think I struggle with ears too, but I struggle with ears too, but I struggle so bad with ears I don't even know what I'm doing wrong. Does that make sense? Like, should his ear be bigger? Should his ear come out to here? See, like, I don't think that looks right either. That's too big. Maybe the ear's fine. Sure, the ear's fine. I don't know. It's funny. Pokemon's new, like, all the new character designs and stuff, they're everywhere. Like, they're crazy looking. Like, Legends ZA, they have some crazy looking character designs. And it's like Scarlet and Violet does too. So it's like they're all over the place, you know. But I feel like they add like costume details, if that makes sense. They don't add like detail like the lip. What I was saying with the lip, they don't do that. So should I just draw his regular hair, or should I go with the hat first? Let's go with the hat first, because I originally drew him with the hat. Let's go with the hat. And I can draw them with like all different kinds of things, because I want these guys to change their clothes. I mean, I know that's not a normal thing in Pokemon either. People never change their clothes. Unless it's you, then you'll change your clothes. Like none of the other characters do. But I mean that's smart for a video game because you're saving time on the models. And for like an anime like the original, you know, you're making a new episode like every week or every day or something. I don't know. So that makes a lot of sense. You want to keep clothes. But not me, I can change them. So I'm gonna. I need to look at his hat. There's that freak image. I did a pretty decent job in drawing it the first time. I'll erase this whole thing and just keep that. I will be right back. I have an actual flat cap. I'm gonna look at it. Come on, pup. All right, I'm back. And I got a hat. So I'm gonna try to look at this at an angle. I think it would work. That's one thing that sucks about recording on your phone. You can't really use reference very well. Like, I've talked about a lot of things, and I just got no way of showing it. But I do have a laptop, so I might use the laptop. You think that comes down enough? Let's see. It's got like a thinner brim. Like, oh, I made it. He's got such a cool eyebrow. I'm just gonna cover it up. A flat cap. Hang on, I'm gonna get a reference. It's gonna be pretty funny. Hey, Mom.
What?
Come here. Can you wear this hat real quick?
Yeah. What am I doing with it?
I'm just gonna wear it. All right, now tilt your head. That's kind of right. Kind of lean down. Here. This is how Da Vinci did it. All right, thanks. Yeah, that's how Da Vinci did it right there. Like the masters, they didn't have phones. They just made do with what they had. They had people. Actually, I think Da Vinci had corpses, but it's whatever. So it kind of tilts up like that. And there we go. And then this part goes like that. Boom.
Oh, yeah.
This guy is not looking very American now. He's kind of got like a little bit of a British look going because of his cap, but I like it. I think it looks cool, so I'm gonna go with it. I like the cap being just a little more plumpy, fluffy, or whatever. That works. That works. Okay. Yeah. And I kind of weathered the hat a little bit. Oh God, I forgot again. I kind of weathered the hat a little bit that you can't really tell. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right here. Like a little. Shows some wear, I guess. There's more that I could do to it. I give it that wear and tear, but I'm gonna do that. Alright. Now's the fun part, it's the hair. So, like I said, it's gonna take place in like an Appalachia region of Pokemon. Games have never taken place in Appalachia, but they have taken place in Unova. So I'm gonna try to copy this Pokemon a little bit. If you guys can find cheap copies of Black and White, that'd be great because I'd love to play that. I'm gonna move that hat because it's just not matching the hair. I'm gonna move the hat up just a little bit. Looks kind of good. Yeah, I like that. That captures it pretty well. And then see a little bit of hair that peeks out the top. This guy's not the most well put together type of dude. Alright, so that's the headshot. I think that does a pretty good job at conveying what I want. I think that the long hair helps out a little bit. I like the mix of styles. I think it's coming together pretty fine. And you know, this looks a little bit more realistic, but and like you'd think that making it look a little more realistic is harder. It's not. Like realism or like making it look real for me is the easy thing. It's like giving it that character that original art has. That's the hard part. It's like those lines are so much more intentional. Alright, I'm gonna draw him head on. I'm gonna draw him without the hat, because like I said, I want to give him different clothes. So let's go for that. Should give him glasses. This one. Pretty interesting. Let's see. Even this head out, this circle out a little bit more. Okay. And he's not gonna be frowning all the time, right? So a smile wouldn't hurt. Let's go with that. Nose is gonna be fun. I don't know if I'm gonna like do this little flat thing or see. I might copy like Oda and have like the line go like this and make my nose look like that. You know what I mean? I might do that. So let's give it a try. I'm gonna have this flat line right here. It's gonna represent the bottom of the nose. And then I'm gonna have like the tip right there. This is just the rest of it. Let's try to copy that. So you see what I mean here with like the realism being the easier way to draw? It's like with this one little mistake and like the continuity of this guy's face is just down the drain. That mistake is usually going to be found in the eyes. We'll see if I can nail it down. The eye's a little crooked. I might mess up his chin too. Uh-oh. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for details. There's certain details that are going to line up. So I got the bridge of the nose and the eyebrows. Obviously the hair is going to be the same. And I think I've done maybe a decent job. The eyes, like he's frowning here. He's got a little bit more of a serious look. I think I did a decent job at relaxing the eyes right here. So we'll see. But something that's going to help a ton is adding that right there. That's a character trait right there. His face is always going to have those lines. And that's just going to help with designing it, you know? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I feel like I gave him a blocky jaw, but I don't want to make it too blocky. So maybe like thinner like that. Yeah, that doesn't look bad. Okay, and then draw the ears like that. And I'm gonna get all these other lines out of my way. It's kind of messing with my. Yeah. Look here. Okay. So he's got this little cheekbone looking thing right here. I'm gonna add that right there. This little piece, this little part of his chin. I'm gonna add that. And you can see the hook right here. So chin comes like that. I want to over exaggerate it though. So let's try this. Chin, like that. Nah, yeah, I like this better. And yeah, that's just, that looks more like him. Yeah. Just erase the mouth. Uh-oh. Eraser's going bad. Alright. I had to leave the camera for a little bit. It's taken me forever to figure that out. But adding the mustache kind of helps. And you just gotta make sure that you're keeping in mind those traits. So I was really struggling with the jaw. I added that little chin part, thinking maybe that would be a trait, and it didn't do anything. So now though there is a small problem, a little bit of a problem right here with this cheekbone. Problem solved. The eyebrow a little thinner. Because there was no room for hair. Gotta give it that character. Right. Now, I'm gonna draw his hair. So, yeah, I gave him these like forehead marks for the last drawing. And I don't know, like, I did it because he's like actually like sternly looking at something. And this one could maybe work. Ooh, whenever you do that, it makes the nose look huge. You can always go back and change things. I do like the look of that better. But whenever he's like smiling, you know, it'll just look like this. That looks fine. Okay. I'm thinking widow's peak for this guy. So just kind of be... We're actually going to draw his hair out this time. He's not wearing a hat. When you're drawing the hair, you want to like section it. Or, I mean, you can outline it, but whenever I do bangs, I like to section it off. I don't like to do all of that in one go. But Now you see I'm going to do the outline. Go ahead and draw the ear. Hair goes over his ear. You're only going to see the bottom. Now I'm going to do the outline because it's the outside of his hair. Let's get the neck drawn. Now, the thing with anime hair is, well, you've seen Goku, so it kind of has that look to it, but I'm not strictly staying with that style. And I really like drawing hair, so I'm going to do my own thing with it. One thing about hair though, once you establish those highlights, you gotta keep them. So, like that's your lighting. So now I'm married to the light coming from right here. Because I already drew the highlights right there. That being said though, doesn't look too bad. So since this is the hair part, highlight's gonna be right here. See, because the light's coming from this angle. This little bit of hair right here is gonna block the light from hitting it directly right here, but the highlight's gonna be right there. It's always good to change directions with your strokes. And I'm not making this really perfect, but it's just getting the job done. So that's what he looks like from the front. I don't know, do you see like a continuity in that? I think for the most part it's the same. I mean, this one is smiling, this one's frowning. Problem is the nose. So this nose is downturned points, and this one's kind of just normal. Let me see if I can figure something out right here. Because I like that downturned nose a little better. Or the normal nose a little bit better. So. And boom, I think that fixed it. I think that looks fine. Alright, cool. Sweet. I'm gonna make this a two-parter because this is getting pretty long. So I've got the face drawn. Next, I'm gonna do clothes and stuff. And I think, you know, it's been, what, like 42 days since my last video? They both got 39 views, so that's pretty cool. I don't know who the 39 people are that are watching this, but thank you. Yeah. Ooh, should I add like a little detail with his hair that like I just noticed? Like, you know how in animes and stuff, there's always like people with a little detail in their hair. Let's do that. Let's give them that little those little back hairs. I like that. So yeah, I'll try to post one tomorrow too. Yeah, I'll try to post one tomorrow too. So I'm gonna draw like a little box, and this is where the body's gonna go. Boom. All right. Yeah. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.